How are you guys doing? I hope your day was good. Anybody returning, welcome back. Anyone that is new here, welcome. Yes, let's get right into it. So I do want to take a look at you versus your person. So that's what we're going to do tonight. A little you versus them, okay? All right, let's take a look. I had to move this candle because I almost burnt my damn hand. That's all I need, okay? That's all I need. I already got a situation right here on my hand. I don't need more. Okay, let's take a look. So you versus them. We're gonna start in order. So starting with Aries, okay? Let's do a little Aries action. I hope you guys had a beautiful day. I had some wonderful news. What was it? Yesterday, actually. And I mean, I'm still floating on cloud 9 because it was something that I was actually waiting for. So I'm super excited about that. And yeah, very happy about it. It's just what I needed. You know, when something comes right on time, you know, it's like, you can finally breathe, you know. Aries, let's take a look at what you have. So let's take a look at your person first and then you. So Aries person, show me the energy of Aries person, spirit. 5 of Wands. Okay, I'm sure you guys can't see that. Before you guys could see, I had it set up just right so you guys could flip it around and y'all could see it up close. But now I have to just let you know what I see. So 5 of Wands. This is somebody who you definitely argued with a lot. There was a lot of chaos, a lot of drama with this person. Clashing. You did a lot of clashing with this individual, Aries, and this is your energy. This is fire energy. I feel like you felt that you had to defend yourself with this person that you were connected to. And it definitely brought a lot of stress into your life, just being with this person. Okay, give me one more, spirit, about this 5 of Wands. This person with this Lovers card, they could be, there's no point in showing you guys because it's so far away, right? You can't see it. But Lovers, they could be a Gemini or a Libra because this is Gemini or Libra energy. But this person is someone who you felt a soul connection with. You could have felt at one point that this was your person. This was your other half, you know? And I do feel that the Lovers is all about, yes, a mutual love between two people, but there's another meaning. The meaning is also about deciding, making a choice between lovers, between two people. And so you could have had to make a choice when it came to this person, or maybe they did. But I can see that, you know, the passion between you guys was crazy. The love was there. You know, this is someone who the intense attraction that you have for this person was like crazy. So yeah, that's what do they feel for Aries at this time? What do they feel for Aries at this time? 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups came reversed. So right now, they are, to be honest with you, they're not looking backwards when it comes to this connection. So clearly this is somebody that you've already disconnected from, or you're at odds with. You're like right on the edge possibly of walking away. But this person is not, they're releasing they're trying to release any memory of you. They don't want to be stuck in the past. You know, they want to move forward in their life. They do have very fond memories of you, you know. 6 of Cups in the upright is what it was, you know, initially. So it shows that you guys really adored each other, you know. There could have been a lot of gift giving, right, with this. And this is someone who, you know, touched you on a deep level. And you have so many, I think you guys definitely had a lot of memories that you shared together. You made a lot of memories. So you had a lot of shared experiences together, you know. But I feel like at this time, Aries, they're trying to like literally not think about that. They don't want to get caught up in that. I feel that they just want to move forward. That's where they're at with it. What happened here? What happened here, Spirit? What happened? The Ten of Cups. And there I am. I'm so used to flipping it around. Ten of Cups, even though you guys can't see it, came reversed, okay? So it's just showing that you guys, like I said before, there was a feeling of fulfillment with this person. You felt like emotionally they really ticked all the boxes. But tell me more, Spirit, because it's upside down. This came reversed. So it's showing that you at some point you felt very much, and they felt disappointed. This is about disappointment. This is about not getting what you want and what you need when it comes to your emotions. So not having that happy ending, right? Tell me more. Seven of Wands. Another thing that happened is you, either you or them felt like you had to constantly defend yourself. That's what I see with this Seven of Wands. That, you know, it was like one thing after another with this person. One argument after the next. One disagreement after the next. To the point where, you know, it just became... I get that you had to walk on eggshells with this person because... And you had to defend yourself a lot. There was a lot of fighting here with these wands. I'm just getting a lot of fiery... Because that's... The wands represent fire. So a lot of fiery, angry energy between you. How does Aries feel about their person? How does Aries feel? Yeah, Two of Pentacles came reversed. So clearly with this person, you don't have any doubts when it comes to what you should do here. You don't... It's like before you were juggling the idea of being with them. Maybe I should stick it out. Maybe I shouldn't, you know, that kind of thing. But you're not in that headspace anymore. Tell me more about this Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you're not. Wow. So we got Two of Pentacles. Now the Two of Swords came out. You're done. I feel like you're completely blocking yourself from this person. You could have blocked this person in reality. You could have blocked your number, or somehow you've blocked their energy, period. But you're not interested in this. That's what I see. Like where you're at with it is like, it's not worth even trying to balance the scores. What I just heard is it's not worth it for you. And it caused you a lot of mental anxiety, a lot of stress upstairs. And that's the worst place to have it, right? The stress, because I'm telling you, when your mind is affected, it's bad. And that's what this relationship did to you. What's the advice for Aries? Two of Cups came reversed. Do not reconnect with this person. Why not, Spirit? Why not? Queen of Wands reversed. So somebody, that's your energy, but you could have been dealing with another fire sign, possibly, with this Queen of Wands. Someone here was manipulative. Someone was a narcissist. Somebody was toxic, very toxic, and it wasn't a balanced connection at all. Like somebody was giving more and was more open to making this work. Somebody was more willing, you know, to put the energy in. And I feel like this person that you were connected to, Aries, yeah, they self-sabotaged this relationship. They ruined it because they weren't fair in in this. They were not fair. So you could have been doing a lot more. How did Aries show up in this connection? Ten of Pentacles came reversed. Tell me more about the Ten of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles. You wanted to make things work here. You tried. You put your best foot forward to collaborate with them, to, you know, connect with them in the most healthy way possible. You came in very vulnerable also, very much with your, you know, your heart on your sleeve. You know, you were willing to talk things out, willing to, you know, to do whatever it took to make it work. But it was a Ten of Pentacles at the end of the day, reversed. So this was something that had shaky ground. The foundation was already, from the beginning, it was already ruined. Okay. All right. What's the advice? What's the advice when it comes? We already saw the advice was the Two of Cups. Any more advice for Aries, Spirit? King of Wands. Stay in your energy with this King of Wands. Stay on your throne. Stay grounded within yourself. Focus on yourself and your goals here, because you're somebody who has a lot of ambition, a lot of know-how, and you're somebody who's a leader, like by nature. Like, you don't follow other people. Aries, the sign Aries, is literally the first sign in the zodiac. So you already know. You are the leaders. You're naturally born to, you know, teach others, lead others, guide, direct, because you take action and you're not afraid to get in there, get the job done. So that's who you are. And the advice is the King of Wands. You know, listen to your intuition, you know, when it comes to making decisions, not just in love, but in life in general. Don't ignore your gut. And keep that ambitious streak that you have. Stay focused on the things that you want to get done instead of focused on another person right now. That's what I'm getting. You know, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Trust me, you're going to be fine. All right? It's not, I just heard it's not your loss. It's not. All right, let's move on. Taurus. Taurus, where are you? Guys, are you guys glad that I'm showing my face tonight? Let me know. Let me know in the likes. Now, if y'all don't show me no likes now that I'm showing my whole physical, what do you need? Hello? Hello? Okay, Taurus. Let's see what you got going on. You and your person. You versus your person. Or your person versus you. But let's see what's up with the connection that you're in. Or that you were in recently. You and the person you're involved with. King of Swords. So either I feel like this is the person that you were dealing with. They could have been an air sign. So they could have been a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, okay? Tell me more. Three of Pentacles reversed. So first of all, this was somebody who, with this King of Swords, someone who was very intellectual, highly intelligent, a thinker, someone who analyzed everything. They thought things out. They were planners, but also executors. You know, they got stuff done. They were not the type to just talk about it. They were about that. With these swords, air signs are very much, you know, go-getters. But we think first. We're going to think about how we're going to do it. And if it's relationship involved, we do think about, oh, well, how can I make the relationship better? You know, how am I showing up in the relationship? How's my person, you know, showing up? And we do analyze every detail, you know, and just, we can't help it. as air signs, right? Because I'm an air sign, I'm a Libra. So I know. But this person came in and they had great communication with you, Taurus. I feel like, you know, as far as staying connected when it comes to intellect, that was like a turn on for you, that you could talk to this person about anything, everything. And they were professional, you know, they handled their business. This is how you would know who I'm talking about. They, you know, they got up, went to work, handled their thing. They could have worked in an office. But I do see that they could have been very spiritual as well. You know, they could have been a very spiritual person. I'm looking at all this blue in the background. Blue represents spirituality and being close to God. So being divine. And I don't know, people don't know that colors mean, you know, spiritually, colors have a meaning. Different things have meanings when it comes to the spirit world. Even animals have different spirit meanings, right? But anyway, I'm looking at these birds. There's birds on this card in the background. They could have been one of those girlfriends or boyfriends that texted you a lot and sent you a lot of messages throughout the day just to stay connected. You know, they were very present for you, very present and very clear. You didn't have to wonder about what they were thinking, you know, where they stood in the connection, how they felt about you, Taurus. So they knew and they let you know. And that was something you liked about them. But what happened? Because now I see right next to this, to confirm who they were, the Three of Pentacles came reversed, which means you guys, even though they came in with this positive energy, you guys couldn't get on the same page. Okay? You couldn't collaborate together. I want to see why. Spirit, tell me why, Spirit, why they couldn't. What was the reason? The Devil reversed. Okay. Who had toxic attachments? Who had habits, you know, negative habits that got in the way here? The Devil is, it came reversed, but every card, I'm going to tell you guys again, so you guys will learn as I'm, you know, on my channel. You're going to learn. If you didn't know about tarot and the meanings, you're going to know by the time you watch my videos, okay? Because I break things down as I'm, you know, pulling them, so you guys will have an understanding. The Devil card came out, which means that somebody here had some type of addiction. Could have been gambling, could have been anything. Think of addictions: sex, lust, drinking, smoking. I mean, it could have been anything, but whatever it was, it destroyed this. It destroyed this. And it could have been also a way of thinking. You understand? People have toxic thinking, and that destroys. Because if you are narcissistic or you are a manipulator and that's your habit, you're used to being that way, and you come into connection with somebody who is the opposite of that, you're going to ruin that connection because that person's not used to that and they won't put up with it. But that's crazy that they came in with all that good energy and then the Devil reversed. Okay, what energy did Taurus? I want to see your energy. What energy was Taurus in? Oh wow, you were in the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is Earth. That's definitely you, your element. You were someone, you came into this very patient. I see that. You didn't try to rush it when you met them. You took your time to get to know them. You really enjoyed the process of like courting them and taking it slow so that it would last. You're all about making it last. You're not in it for like short term. Once you decide on a person, you're going to be in it for the long stretch. That's who the Knight of Pentacles is. But the Knight of Pentacles does not just jump into a relationship either. So you didn't hop right into this quick, fast. No. You took your time here. You took your time to make sure that this was the right person for you. Now, Tell me more, Spirit, of how Taurus came in. You had to walk away from this. 8 of Cups. I just told you. You had to walk away because this became toxic. What was toxic, Spirit? What was toxic? Let's see if they'll show us. What was toxic about this? The 2 of Cups was toxic. It was emotional. It was emotional toxicity that made you walk away from this. 8 of Cups is about not wanting to leave. You wanted to stay. Oh man, I just felt like that disappointment right in here in my heart space. You wanted to make this work. You did, but you had to pack your bags and go. You could have literally moved out of this person's, house that you guys shared together, or apartment, or if not that, you just turned your back, from this person, because you understood what this was. You knew that you could not continue to give to this because it wasn't going to make you feel good. At the end of the day, it wasn't going to fill you up. It wasn't going to fill your cup. It wasn't going to feed you in the way that you needed. I feel like you were giving, but when you're giving, you need to be given to as well. So it's balanced. If it's only one person being emotionally available, then there's no point, because you have to meet in the middle. And so you left this. You could have definitely cried over this because you wanted to stay with this person. You cared about them a lot. I see that. Now let me put that there. But yeah, back to this devil with this 2 of Cups that came out. It came reversed. So it just shows that there was a misalignment here. You guys were not on the same page when it comes to it could have been your love languages, I just heard too, were just totally opposite, to the point where it couldn't have worked, because the way that you needed love and the way that they showed love, it was out of whack. They couldn't get on the same page, okay? They didn't have what it took. Spirit just said, they want you to know that this person, they meant well, okay? But they were not capable, okay? For whatever reason, they weren't capable to give you what you needed. So you did the right thing by walking away from them. What's the advice, Spirit? We'll get up out of here. What was the advice for Taurus? Ace of Cups, hold up. You got a new person coming? Wait. Huh. Taurus, wait a minute. Ace of Cups represents a new beginning in love, okay? Somebody's going to be coming and you're not going to be expecting this person. You're going to be blindsided by this new offer. You're going to meet somebody. How will Taurus meet them? How will they meet them? 7 of Swords. Hold on. You could meet them while you're out, just outside somewhere. Like back in the day, how you'll be walking. Remember how we used to walk and then people just approach you. If you're a female, hey boo, hey mom, what's going on? One of those kind of things. Or, if you're a guy, you're going to meet this person outside. You might see them and you might holler at them. You know what I'm saying? You might holler at them and be like, hey, what's up? This person could be a air sign with the 7 of Swords. They want you to be careful though. Be very aware and watch this person's moves. Just watch how they move. Of course, I don't feel like that's not your character to jump right in. So, but just watch how they move before you, give them all of that good Taurus love that you got going. But yeah, you have something new coming here. And I feel like it's going to be abundant and something that I think it's going to refresh you. I just heard it's going to be very refreshing. Ooh la la. Refreshing. Oh my God. Wow. Because that cup is overflowing. This person, the new person that you're going to meet, I feel like, they're going to be able to give you what you asked for with the last person, plus more, like a gift from the divine, like here, you know, since you couldn't get it from that other person, here you go. All right, let's see, Gemini. Yes, I have a paper with all the signs written right there. And if you see me glancing, that's me looking at the paper, okay? That's me checking out the paper because God knows I can't remember them all. I can't remember everybody's. I can remember all the signs, but not in order. Y'all better give me a damn break. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so we're gonna go Gemini, Libra, Scorpio, Sag. And then I'll do a part 2 tomorrow, okay? Because I'm getting hungry and I cooked and I want to eat. You know, she don't be missing no meals now. Okay, she ain't thick for no reason. Don't play with me. Guys, don't play with me. Y'all know I like my good meals. Every time I've been on here, even if I didn't show my body, my face or anything, I let y'all know I'm hungry. I got to go, okay? I have a meal to eat. I'm going out to eat. I gotta go cook, whatever it was. I have always been like that since I started these videos. Okay, so let's not front on the fact that I'm a foodie. I started something different though with my diet. I'm back to pescatarian, so I'm only eating fish and seafood. How long will it last? I don't know, but this is where she is. And I did this for 2 years. I was a pescatarian for 2 years, and now I'm back, you know, on that regimen, and I feel great. No chicken, no poultry, no beef, no pork, you know, which I haven't eaten beef or pork in years anyway. I was just eating chicken, fish, and seafood. So let's see how it goes, guys. You see me on here next time, 4 months down the line, looking slim and trim. Don't hate, okay? Give me all the love, okay, that I need, okay? Because, yes. Gemini, you and your person. Okay, let's take a look. What's the energy between Gemini and that person, Spirit? The Hangman. You guys right now are not making any move towards one another. It looks as though there's no communication whatsoever here. No texting, no calling, no FaceTime, no meeting in person, nothing. Like there's zero contact, okay? Now, the Hangman is all about taking a break, okay? Because there's something that needs to be illuminated. Something needs to be clear. So the Hangman hangs upside down by 1 foot. And he's hanging, you know, on this tree limb by 1 foot upside down with his hands behind his back, legs crossed, dangling by the ankle, and his head is lit up. So the whole point is that, Gemini, you and your person, because I asked what's the energy between you guys? What's the mutual energy? You both, not just you. The other person too now, they are also not in the energy of wanting to talk, but you guys are both in your head. And you need, the reason why you're in your head right now is because this, whatever this was, I feel like there's a disconnect here, clearly, if you're not talking, common sense. And you guys didn't have closure or clarity on like why it went that way, why you disconnected in the first place, what is the real reason. Like if somebody was to ask you today or tonight, what happened with you and so-and-so that you were with, you wouldn't be able to give them a clear answer because you don't even know. It's like, you know, you both of you are in that same headspace of like, yeah, it ended, but I can't even pinpoint exactly why. And so you need some type of, you needed like an aha moment, and you're waiting, you're kind of hanging in the wind, waiting, both of you, to see if you will maybe get clarity from this other person. Maybe you'll hear from this person and they'll be able to tell you. But if you don't hear from them, then you can come up with your own conclusion. You know, you're thinking of what to do. Neither one of you have an idea of what to do. Tell me more about the Hangman. It's like not knowing what to do, so not doing anything until it becomes clear to you what to do. Knight of Cups. But you guys both still care about each other. That's the thing. You both still think about each other. You still have, in this space right here, your heart space, you have love for this person. With this Knight of Cups, you do. Both of you do. Because we're still talking about both of your energies. Mutual energies between each other. You would want to come forward to them. I'm looking at her face. She's holding out a cup, this Knight of Cups. And this character looks like they want to give this offer of love. But if you really look at her face, she looks very like jaded. Like her face looks like, I don't know if I should give it or not, you know, because kind of hesitant and kind of sad. Like maybe you both are in a sad energy, but you still, you know, you think about each other. Let's see. How did this person, your person, Gemini, show up in this connection? How did they show up for you? How did they show up for Gemini? Oh, la, 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 la. Ten of Swords. This person hurt you with this Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is about an ending, 1000%. So you guys have broken up. I do see that. Ten of Swords is also about, it's for me as a reader, it's not just about an ending, because with every ending, there's the possibility of a new beginning, right? With every dawn, or with every sunset, there's a dawn, right? There's a rising of the sun again, right? So it's like, and that's what the Ten of Swords is about. It's like, yeah, something is dead, it's done, it's clipped, it's over. It hurt, okay? It definitely hurt. And I feel like just by looking at this card and the imagery, because I read in many different ways these cards, but the imagery is this girl, she's laying on her side like in the fetal, and she has these 10 swords in her back, and she's holding a phone. Why is she holding the phone? You could be looking at this person's pictures. You could be watching them in some type of way on your phone. You could, you know, be spying on them somehow on their social media, or there's some type of way that you're able to watch them, because she has a phone in her hand, and the phone has a black case. I don't know, but you guys could have a black case. I don't know, a black case, but nonetheless, I just see that Gemini, you have, first of all, on this card, there's a bunch of crystals back there. You're somebody who has high intuition. You're able to feel energy. You have a gift, you know, whether you hone in on your gift or not, but you do have a gift. You have the gift of intuition. And I see that your intuition is playing a part in this connection with this person. You're looking at this person's pictures, you feel hurt, or you're looking at their videos or whatever, and you feel very hurt because the Ten of Swords is still stuck all over her body, not just in her back, her whole body. And there's one in this girl's throat. So it's like, you can't talk to this person right now. You can't speak to them, but they're heavily on your mind, The breakup hurt you. Tell me more about this Ten of Swords, Spirit. The Lovers reversed. Okay, Gemini, your energy came out, but your person could also be a Libra. With this Lovers being reversed, we know the Lovers is Gemini and Libra energy. It came reversed, so it just shows that you guys are disconnected. There's two characters here with their hands stretched like to reach each other, but yet there's a distance. So you could be physically distant from this person. You could also, if it's not that, you could be just emotionally distant, meaning you have cut your feelings off, and that person, your person, has also cut their feelings off to this. They're not giving to this emotionally, and neither are you. So you're both in the same place, but there's disconnect. You guys don't feel connected at all. You feel like very misunderstood by this person, Gemini, and you feel like you were vulnerable because these characters on this card are naked. You were vulnerable. I can't even speak. It could have been something with communication that messed you guys up, that really ended this. But you were vulnerable, and it ended bad. So it's like you feel away because I just heard you could have kept that to yourself, or you could have, you didn't have to even show that side of you. That's how you feel. Like, I gave this person my soft side, you know, that kind of thing. And look what happened. It ended bad. Like, and so you feel a way about that. You feel a way about that. There's a city landscape in the back on this card, so both of you could be from the city. It looks like New York. Somebody could be from New York or the tri-state area. I'm looking at all these skyscrapers in the back of this card. You guys could have hung out at night. On this card, it's pitch black. It's nighttime. It's, you know, stars in the sky. The moon's out. There could have been something that, with this moon being out, it could have been something that you found out or you realized about this person that made you pull your energy back, possibly, or vice versa. Maybe they felt that. There was an intensity with the attraction between this person. You guys were highly attracted to each other. You did have sex. I do see that. There was a sexual energy here. But I see this huge crystal in front of both of you guys on this card. So you both had gifts. You both had the gift of sight, of being able to see. You could both be into tarot or esoteric things. You could be into like crystals and you know, sage and you know, anything to do with spirituality. Both of you could have that. But this is a very protected connection, because on this card, the Lovers, there's an angel overlooking this couple on this card. So it's like you met this person on purpose. You were supposed to meet them. Meeting this person was part of your destiny. It was part of your path. And so that's something for you to think about. What was the reason that Gemini met this person, Spirit? What was the reason? Oh, wow. 10 of Cups. I don't know if you guys can see it. 10 of Cups. Because you were actually, wow. So the 10 of Cups is it's all about having fulfillment, total fulfillment in love. You know, it's really one of the happiest cards. Besides the Sun card, I feel like 10 of Cups is the other, to me, one of the happiest cards, because, you know, they have this huge rainbow in the sky, and then you see this couple and they have their kids with them and they're enjoying the beautiful summer sky, the summer day, and they're looking at this rainbow. You met this person because they were supposed to actually be your forever person. They were supposed to come in and make you happy, and you were supposed to make them happy, and it was supposed to be a happily ever after. Damn it, what happened to you guys? I be getting mad at y'all sometimes, like, what did you do? What did you do? Why did you do it? We're gonna see what happened. But yeah, I asked, why did you meet them? You met them because this is a spiritual connection. The whole sky is blue. Blue represents spirituality, guys. It's godliness. It's the divine. That's a color that represents that. And I feel like this person, you were supposed to keep them around, and they were supposed to keep you around. You were supposed to stay connected and build this foundation and join families. I see kids on the card. I see a house in the back. I see, you know, and I do see a city on. It's like they're still in the city, but they have a house in it looks like the country or in the suburbs, but the city is right across the water. There's like a little river that separates where they are, where their house is, and then like there's a river and there's a city. So it's like a joining of worlds, and you guys were supposed to create this. I feel like you felt, Gemini, that this person had a lot of promise. There was a lot of potential with this relationship. And it was, because this was someone that how did this person show up? Wait, how did they show up in this connect? Like, what energy? Can we at least see who they were? The communication wasn't good. That's one thing. The communication was not good with this Eight of Wands being reversed. No, and there were a lot of delays in this connection. It could have been that, because I'm not going to explain every single card, guys. I'm not going to explain what I'm seeing. I'm just going to tell you. But I see that you had plans. There were plans to come and visit this person with this Eight of Wands. Because the Eight of Wands is all about communication, rushing towards a person, traveling. There's 8 wands here, flying through the sky. So I feel that there were a lot of delays of you guys maybe connecting with each other. And because you never, there were so many delays and setbacks, and you meeting, seeing each other and spending time, that could have been the reason why the connection failed. Tell me more about this Eight of Wands, Spirit, being reversed. Yeah, Page of Wands. This person was actually very, you could have, Gemini, looked at this person as not childish, but kind of juvenile at times, and how they acted, kind of like a kid, but in a fun way. And they brought out a playful side. They were very playful and fun and curious and observant and like full of wonder, and that energy rubbed off on you. So you felt good when you were with them, and you felt energized. They brought you life. Like, I see that this person gave you life in some type of way. The Page of Wands is someone who has that exuberance, and it rubs off on other people. It's very addicting, and it's very contagious. And so I feel like their positive energy and that their bubbly energy, it a lot of times it bounced off to you, and you liked it, and it kept the relationship fun and fresh, and that's what they brought to the table. But I feel that because there were so many delays, and remember, I think, where did I see that you guys could have been long distance? Here, with this Lovers being reversed. The Lovers was reversed, so it shows that maybe because you guys were long distance, you guys made plans to meet each other, but I see delays in those plans. There was a lot of delays, like, oh, I'm coming to see you, or and it didn't happen. There was too many setbacks and too many things that got in the way, and that's why this could have fell apart, right? How does this person feel about Gemini? Yeah, they don't have the patience anymore. 7 of Pentacles. Unfortunately, they, and I feel like they really did put a lot of work into this. They were invested. That's what the seven of Pentacles is about. Being invested, showing up, being all in it. They were really all for you. They were not, when you guys were in connection, just so you know, they didn't talk to anybody else. They weren't dealing with nobody else. They didn't even care about nobody else, okay? You need to know that. They were focused on you, and they were willing to, with this 7 of Pentacles, pour into you, pour into the relationship, give everything they had. And now they're not there anymore. They don't have the same passion for it. They don't have another thing is they don't have the patience for it. I feel like the connection, because they put so much into it and they wanted you maybe to give more and meet them halfway, it just put a pause on this. Tell me more about the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, they don't have any more hope with the Star being reversed. The Star is all about healing and hope and, a wish is coming true. At one point, they felt like you were a wish come true, Gemini. They felt like this relationship was a gift, and that you guys were on the right track, and that they had so much hope for what you guys could have been. And if you want to know how they felt, they definitely came in vulnerable. This character's naked, completely naked, but she's pouring on this Star card. It came reversed. this person who you were connected to, they poured so much of their emotions and their care and their love, and they were supportive, and they loved you, and they cared about you. But when I feel like if you were the one, it could have been either way. Maybe they were the ones that were supposed to come see you. Could have just flip-flopped the energy. But if you were the one that was supposed to be traveling in this car, on this vehicle, or in this vehicle, to see them, right? And to spend time with them, because that's what the 8 of Wands is all about. And if you were the one that kept delaying that, then this is what caused them to lose their patience, to lose hope in the connection, and not look at this as something that can be invested in. This was not a good investment in their opinion. In the beginning it was, but they started to see that, yeah, their mind changed. Their mind definitely changed when it came to how they viewed you and the connection. How does Gemini feel about this person? Ace of Cups reversed. You feel like it's a missed opportunity. You could feel like this is, it's clipped, it's over, it's done. Like even if you wanted to come back around, you feel like maybe this person just wouldn't be for it, Tell me more, Spirit, about this ace. Yeah, 6 of Wands. You don't feel like it's, as far as this person, it wasn't a successful situation. This wasn't successful, and you wanted it to be, but it wasn't. That's how you feel about this person. You, at one point, you looked at this person as someone you could have a victory with, you could celebrate with. This person could also have some type of platform on social media, like IG, or like on YouTube, or even TikTok, or wherever. They have some type of platform, because you see how this 6 of Wands, this person, there's people down there like admiring this person. And whoever this is, Gemini, that you were connected to, they could wear like jeans or pants that have rips in them. You see how her jeans are all ripped up? Then this person could wear their hair natural. But anyway, this is someone who you don't feel that you can have a successful relationship with. You just don't feel like it's there anymore. It was, you could also feel like you wasted your emotions on this, or that you wasted your time, or something. You feel like it was a waste of your emotions. And I did remember we saw that you kind of felt like, why was I vulnerable? I forget which card was that. And it talked about your vulnerability. Remember we said that, you felt like, why, I could have kept my vulnerability to myself. In your opinion, you were vulnerable with this person, okay? What's the advice here? What's the advice for Gemini before we leave? Spirit, what's the advice for Gemini? The Fool reverse. They're saying, tell me more about the Fool reverse before I say that. Before I say that, tell me more, Spirit, about the Fool. Page of Pentacles. Well, the Fool came reversed, but then you got the Page of Pentacles. I feel like they're saying focus on your money. You know what I mean? You could be thinking about going back to school for something with this Page of Pentacles. You could be wanting to learn some type of new skill, or get into a new field, or a new line of work, a new industry. Page of Pentacles is all about learning, studying. So there's something that you're thinking about that you can get money from. This is something profitable. And I feel the Spirit is saying, as far as this connection, with this Fool being reversed, maybe just leave that alone and focus on what you're thinking. It could be like a second business, or could be starting your own business, or something that you need to learn more about before you get into it, but it's going to be something that you can earn money from. And I feel like that's your advice, is to focus on that. Should the collective, should Gemini reach out to this person? Yes or no? Upright, yes, and reverse, no. Reverse, no. You should not. Okay. All right, Five of Wands came reversed. All right, damn, Libra. Libra's next. Libra, and then we're gonna do Scorpio and Sag. Woo! I need a cup of water. Cup of water. Guys, one more shuffle for Libra. Why is this so close to me? Hold on. I'm gonna be shuffling inside the candle in a minute. All right, let's see. Libra. Spirit, please show me what I need to see for Libra. Libra, their person versus them. What's going on with this connection? What's the mutual energy between Libra and their person? The Ten of Wands. You both are like dropping the burden of this. You both looked at this relationship as being stressful, being just another thing that you had to carry, because I feel like you both have a lot of responsibilities, right? You could have a family, you could have kids, you know, both of you. You could, if not kids, it could be family, you know, related things that stress you out already. And this relationship I'm seeing was stressful. It was a burden. It was heavy. And it made both of you tired and made you both feel drained. And you and this Ten of Wands being reversed, you're both like in the energy of dropping this, period. Okay. The music stopped, but that's okay. Because maybe that means we just don't need any music right now, right? Damn, they saying Libra need to hear this. Okay? Pause the music, okay? Pause it. Tell me more about the Ten of Wands. Page of Swords. So somebody in the connection besides you, Libra, is an air sign. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, because we got the Page of Swords here. See? This is someone who watches you. This is somebody who who's not talking right now to you. And they watch you somehow. And I don't know how, but usually with this card here, the Page of Swords is online. So there's some type of online activity. They could be either on Facebook. I don't know what you guys have. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, one of these platforms, YouTube. They could watch you somehow online, 100%. Because they're not talking. No. Page of Swords is holding back conversation, holding back communication, holding back from reaching out, but yet being a spy at the same time with a magnifying fucking glass. I'm sorry. With a magnifying glass. They watch, but they say nothing. Interesting. Somebody has fire too. Either you or your person. Somebody has fire in their chart. Aries, Leo, Sag. What happened here? What happened with Libra, Spirit, and their person? Ten of Pentacles. Okay, that looks very promising, actually. Okay, but what happened? Ten of Pentacles, tell me more. Five of Cups. Look, all right. Ten of Pentacles, right? And then I asked for one more to confirm it. Five of Cups, which I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know if you guys can see this. Maybe you should zoom in. But look, I'm just going to say it straight. Like, this is somebody who you saw that you could have potential, you know, growth with. Ten of Pentacles is all about building a legacy. And this is someone who you felt you could possibly grow old with, and you could raise a family with. You could also get into business with this person. You saw so much, you saw great potential with this person. However, the Five of Pentacles came out, which the Five of Cups rather, I'm sorry, came out, and that lets me know that you had to turn your back on this person and on this relationship. And right now, you still have your back turned. And on top of that, you're not focusing on anything but the negative aspect of what happened between you guys, which I want to see more of what that was. But yeah, Five of Cups. I keep saying Five of Pentacles. And you know, the Five of Pentacles is about feeling abandoned. So Libra, you could have felt abandoned in this relationship 1,000%, because I keep saying it, even though I'm looking right at the card. So they want me to let you know that they know that you felt abandoned, you felt alone. This person made you feel out in the cold. They could have ignored the things that you needed from them. You know, they could have emotionally just been disconnected and you needed support in some type of way, and they didn't give it to you. And you felt left behind. So you were supposed to be in connection with this person, but you felt like you were single, I just heard. And also with this Five of Cups, you feel like you wasted your time with this person. There's 3 cups spilled over, meaning you feel like you poured into the wrong person, because you poured into this person. You gave them your affection. You gave them pure love. You gave them support and everything that they needed, but yet they took the cups and kicked them over. They kicked 3 of these cups over. There was 5. They kicked 3 of them over. There's 2 still standing, but you have your back turned, so you don't even see the 2 cups. This person could very well still want something with you, but you wouldn't be interested in this because you're still focusing on what you lost here. You lost that thought of having that promise with that person. They have really disappointed you, because that's what the Five of Cups is disappointment. It can also be remorse. It could be regret. It can also be just grieving. So at this time, you could still be grieving the relationship. You could still think about this person and feel very sad and like, damn, why did they ruin it? You know, and why did this have to end this way? And you could still be like a literal death, you know, of a loved one. This is how you're actually grieving this relationship at this time. Because for you, it was a loss, because you did put your energy in it, and you did, Libra, put your time and your love, and it was coming from a pure, genuine place. And you feel like that person just didn't appreciate you, I just heard, and they did not, and I'm just channeling energy, they didn't appreciate you, and they didn't respect you. And that's one of the main things. Yeah. Okay. How does Libra feel about this person? How does Libra feel about this person they were connected to, this other air sign, possibly, that they were? Queen of Swords reversed. This person, you look at them as somebody who was mean, I just heard, very mean to you. They could have talked to you reckless. This is who the Queen of Swords reversed is. She's not nice at all. She's an ice queen in the tarot. That's what I call her, the ice queen. Because this is somebody who, they will just, you know, in a heated argument, they will say whatever comes to their mind. And they don't even hold back. They don't think about how it's going to affect you. They don't think how hurtful it was, how disrespectful it was. In fact, they do it on purpose. They want it to be as disrespectful as possible, as hurtful. They're going to say the most hurtful thing they can say to you, to really, to your core, really hurt you and, you know, bruise you and really slice you with this sword that she has in her hand. Okay. And we're talking about, this could be a man or a woman. There's no gender in tarot, remember. So, but this person was also manipulative. I feel like they played mind games. Okay. That's who the Queen of Swords is. That's somebody who's very intelligent, highly intelligent now, but they use their intelligence in the wrong way. They use it to possibly get over on people, to gaslight people, for example, you know, twist people's words, things like this. They use their intelligence and their intellect to be wicked and to hurt others. And they do it on purpose. It's a game. It's a game because they want to, I feel like they do it to feel in control And I feel like deep down they may have like self-esteem issues. So to make themselves feel better, they like to hurt other people with their words. And if they see that they hurt you, they got you. And now they feel some type of fulfillment from that. And this is who you were dealing with, in your opinion, Libra. You feel like you were dealing with somebody who hurt you on purpose, who was mean to you when you were only trying to love them, and somebody very narcissistic. So this is somebody who, you know, they have a lot of healing to do, and this is how you looked at them. That there's somebody that needs a lot of healing and a lot of work, inner work, that they need to do on themselves. That's who the Queen of Swords reversed is. This is not a healed individual. This is somebody that this person has, and I feel like they do it with every relationship that they're in. It wasn't just you, so you shouldn't feel that way. You need to know that every relationship, not that it would make it any better. No, I'm not saying that, because if they hurt you, they hurt you, and you have a right to feel hurt. But just so you know, this is a habit that they have. This is a routine. This is something that they do in every relationship. They gaslight. In every relationship, they twist people's words around. You know, they hurt them with their words, and they do these things because it's a habit and they can't break it. Tell me more about this Queen of Swords, on who this person is. Yeah, Justice reversed, and you felt like you look at this person as someone who was totally unfair to you. They treated you in a way that you didn't deserve, and that's big Libra energy right there, Justice. But it came reversed, so it just shows that how you view this person, you look at them as someone who you came in being very balanced with them. You were willing to talk things out. You were willing to be open and honest with this person. And Libra stands for what's right. Libra is all about justice. They're all about treating people the way they want to be treated. And you clearly feel like this person didn't treat you the way that they should have and the way that you deserved, because you didn't come at them with all this toxic energy. You didn't come yelling. You didn't come screaming. You didn't come gaslighting. You didn't come with all of this baggage. And I just feel that this person has a lot of baggage from the past. They could even have, honestly, baggage from childhood. You never know where people get their baggage and where they pick it up from and keep carrying it from. So I just heard don't blame yourself, but just know that, and this is why you should watch tarot, so you can have an idea. You watch tarot to get a deeper understanding. And they want you to know that it wasn't you. It wasn't you, Libra. It was them. They have work that they need to do. Okay? What's the advice for Libra? Page of Wands. The Page of Wands came reversed. So they're saying do not put, don't put more energy into this. If this person was to come back, they're really advising, you not to go in their direction. And don't try to make anything grow with them. I feel like it's almost impossible to make anything grow with someone who's like this, in this energy here. This is a wicked, evil energy to be in. This Queen of Swords is nasty. And, I can see that this person really, they hurt you pretty bad, and it was more of a disappointment than like anything else. I feel it was just like, you didn't, in your opinion, you feel like you didn't expect that from that person. You could be saying to yourself, I didn't even see that coming. I didn't see that this person would be like that. But yeah, the advice is the Page of Wands. Tell me more about the Page of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. They're saying don't work on this. There's no point to try to, definitely don't reach out to them. Do not call them. Do not try to make amends with this person. If Libra was to reach out to this person, or if she was to, or he was to indulge in this person again, what would be the outcome? What would be the likely outcome if Libra dabbled with this past person? What would be the outcome? Yeah, the King of Pentacles reversed. No good, no bueno. Okay, let's just listen. Literally, nothing would grow out of this. There's no way that anything can grow in a toxic space. Let's even, for example, a plant, a flower. If you have soil that is contaminated and you try to plant a flower or, some type of plant or tree or anything in that soil, what do you think is going to happen? The soil is rotten. Nothing's going to happen. There's no growth. Same thing here. That's the analogy that they wanted me to give. The foundation is rotten. This person has work to do. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Listen, you guys, I'm going to tell you right now. Listen, y'all can be mad at me if you want. Y'all better not be. I don't make the rules. I just read the cards. You can't get mad at me because she's reading the cards. She's giving you what you need to have, right? I'm giving you the message. What more could you want? Do with it what you will. You can listen, and I will tell you firsthand because I read tarot. You don't have to listen. You don't have to do exactly what the cards say. You have free will. You can do whatever you want. But I will say, if you get a warning, okay, if you're driving your car and that check engine light been on for 6 months and you still ain't go to get it checked out, you know the rest, right? You get my drift, right? Okay. Let's move on to Scorpio. All right. And then we're going to do Saggy and we're up out of here for the night. And we'll do part 2 and we'll do Cancer through Pisces tomorrow when I'm more juvenated. All right, Spirit, please let me know. Show me what I need to see for Scorpio. Two of Swords reversed. There's someone that they could be an air sign, whoever you're dealing with or you're in connection with. But tell me more about this before I say that. Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, okay. 10 of Pentacles came reversed. So what happened here is you could have had to choose between two people. You a playboy or playgirl? What's going on here? What is going on? What's really going on here? Oh, damn. What is going on? But somebody, you could have two people that you have to choose from, right? And maybe you couldn't make a decision. You understand? You couldn't choose one or the other, so maybe you decided to keep both and not choose. And that created a 10 of Pentacles reversed, meaning you were in connection with somebody and it became destroyed because you couldn't choose who you wanted. You couldn't choose them. Show me who this person was that Scorpio was connected to. 3 of Swords reversed. I'm getting more air. Was this person a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius? Or have it in their chart? Listen, the 3 of Swords came reversed. So this is someone who hold on, because I was about to say it's a third party situation, and it is. There was another individual here. So you had two people that you should have made a choice on. And because you didn't, you broke this other person's heart. Okay? You created heartbreak. And now that person is healing from that. That person is having to wipe their own tears and, pick up the pieces. But they're healing from this right now. But they were really ripped apart by this. The fact that you didn't choose them, you couldn't make a choice on them. Tell me more about this 3 of Swords. Page of Cups. Yeah, they were the Page of Cups. So they could have been a water sign actually too. So they could have been like you, a Scorpio. They could have been Pisces or a Cancer. But this person here, They came in and they gave you so much love, so much affection. They didn't hide. And I think that's one of the things that you appreciated about them. They didn't hide how they felt. You always knew because they wore their heart on their sleeve. This is who they were. And they had they could have been younger than you because it came out a page here. Could have been younger than you, but they had even if they weren't younger than you, they had this childlike energy. Very fresh, very young, very exciting, and youthful. They could have looked younger than what they were. I just heard too, but they really had a lot of love for you. And when you didn't choose them, or they felt like you didn't choose them, yeah, it broke them. It was something that really did destroy their heart, really. But they're healing from it. They are healing from that. And why couldn't Scorpio make a choice? Why couldn't Scorpio make a choice, Spirit? Why? Knight of Swords, because you were moving reckless. The Knight of Swords don't even think before he moves. Do you see this? Probably not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring the camera next time closer so you guys can see the cards, because you need to see it so I don't have to explain. This character is on this horse, and I mean, he's moving so, fast with this horse. The horse is worried. The horse got a worried look on his face like, oh my God, I can't move but so fast, sir. Can you slow down? But the Knight of Swords is so reckless, so out of control too. I feel like you didn't have control over yourself. So that's the reason why you couldn't choose, because you wanted to have it all. You wanted to have your cake and eat it too. Is where you were with this. And you didn't even take time to think, how is this going to affect my person that loves me so much? How is this going to affect the relationship that I enjoy with this person? The communication, I feel, started to be affected by you bringing in this third party. And it's possible, it looks like to me, that you started to treat this Page of Cups person, your person that really cared about you, you started to talk to them like crap. Yes, you did. You started talking to them crazy. And you guys started having arguments and disagreements. And yeah, I mean, you ruined something that could have been good. I see that this person at least did have feelings for you. Well, who's the person that Scorpio decided to... Well, you didn't pick, right? They showed that. You didn't pick. But who's this other person? Let's see who the third party is. I'm nosy. Shh. Shh. I'm nosy. I want to see who this third party is. The Moon reversed. Somebody that you hid, right? Somebody that you kept secret. Somebody that you probably met up with that night with this Moon being reversed. Okay? You might have crept with them. You was creeping at night. When your person was asleep, or somebody was at work, or whatever. Yeah, and y'all was getting it in. It's two naked characters on this card, the Moon card, under the moonlight. And because you were hiding it, you thought you were hiding it well, but your person found out about it, because the Moon reversed means that somebody actually found out something that was supposed to be kept a secret. Tell me more about this Moon. I want to see who this person is. Scorpio. The Page of Wands. Ooh. Scorpio. Oh no. Page of Wands. So this person might have fire in their chart, but yeah, they're holding this wand, which in tarot, the wands represent the male genitalia. So yeah, you guys were getting it in. They could have been younger than you too. Or if they weren't, they just acted very young, kind of immature, but yet you enjoyed the fact that they were just like both of these characters, both of these people. It's funny to me that you picked one person was the Page of Cups that you was dealing with. That's the person whose heart you broke. But this other person is the Page of Wands, and they were just in it for sex, by the way. You see how they're holding that wand. They were focused on your private area, okay? If you're male, female, just, if I'm talking to somebody who is a female, that person that you were creeping with was just interested in your vagina. Okay? If not, this person, flip it for the gender. There's no gender in tarot. So, okay, guys? So one person was in it for sex and one person was in it for love. And you broke the person's heart who was in it for love. They actually cared about you, but this person does not. Oh, and this is the one that this was attached to the moon. So this is the one that you was creeping with. They was just in it for the sex. Sometimes it don't be worth it, y'all. But it depends. It depends. I mean, what did Scorpio want? Was Scorpio in it for sex? What did you want, Scorpio? Did you want love? Did you want sex? What did you want? 10 of Wands. Well, you felt burdened. You felt like this was a heavy weight. I feel like the fact that you had to hide this other person, that was heavy on you. Because you knew that this other person, this Page of Cups, how they felt about you. And I feel like having to keep things a secret without getting caught and, hiding your tracks and all of that, and just keeping up with your own lies, it just became too much of a weight on your shoulders. But anyway, what does Scorpio want right now in their life? What do they want? Okay, I get it. Now, okay, we have the 10 of Wands, now the 10 of Swords comes in. You feel like this is something you might want to end altogether. Like, you haven't made a choice with either one of these characters, right? The Page of Cups, the Page of Wands. You didn't choose on either one of these people, but I feel like you don't want to. You just want to be done with both of them. Am I right? For some reason, even the one that you broke their heart, you don't want to be with them either. You want to be over it. And you might already be on like dating sites, just scouting for new people at this point. You don't really want either one of them at this point. You have your reasons, and I'm not here to judge. Okay, that's not why I'm here, okay? I'm here to give you the message and give you what I see. Looks like you're over it and you're like online dating. You could be on POF. You could be on Tagged, wherever, dating sites. And you're like weighing your options and you don't want to be involved with neither one of these people now. It's too much. It's too heavy. Okay. It's too heavy. Sometimes I get the messages in my head and my guides start like yelling at me. Like, it's too heavy. Like, okay, wait a minute. It is too heavy. Sometimes they make me laugh because they say funny things. They say things that I would never say. And that's how I know, that didn't come from me. That came from one of my guides, They say like phrases that I would never say or words that I never ever use. What's the advice for Scorpio? And let's end it. 3 of Pentacles. Okay. Tell me more about the 3 of Pentacles. Strength reversed. Okay. You know what I'm getting? I feel like they're saying don't involve yourself in third party anymore, because it's like an ongoing theme. We had the three of Swords. Then we had there was a lot of threes here in your reading. Now the 3 of Pentacles. So it's like, I feel like the advice is do not continue to rub your own ego and be in your ego and have 2 people at once, because it creates a lot of, it's going to create a mess. And so they're saying don't do that anymore. Don't do that. No. They're saying the next person that you get with, allow yourself to be vulnerable and work with that person. Only one person though. Just one, Scorpio, if you can. That's what they're saying. Stop doing this whole, well, I'm going to be in a relationship with 2 and 3 and 4 at a time. No. Of course you felt weighed down. It's too much stress. I don't know how anybody does it. Honestly, for me, one person is enough. I'm like, well, one person, it can be very much draining and taxing, and it's work. So to have to juggle like 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, I don't know how people do it. I'm a one person at a time, type of person. Honestly, I can't deal with it. My mind won't allow it. Okay? I'll be honest. I can't. I'm not built for it. I'm not built for that. But yes, that's the advice. All right. Last one up. Saggy. Let's see what we got. Oh, Saggy. What do we have for you? Your energy versus your person's energy. How do they feel? How do you feel? What's going on? You guys know I didn't even eat dinner yet. And that's okay. I'm not really that hungry, to be honest, but I will eat a little something. I actually have some shrimp. Okay, Spirit, please show me what I need to see when it comes to Sag and their person. What's the mutual energy between them? 2 of Wands. That's fire energy. That's definitely your element, fire, Wands. Tell me more about this, 2 of Wands. Okay. Now, give me a second. You could be dealing with, now this is your energy. The Temperance is definitely Sag energy. And we got fire again with the Wands. So both of these cards represent your element, fire. Now, 2 of Wands is all about making a choice. 2 of Wands is, you could have 2 different people that are in your energy, and you have to choose one of them, okay? And maybe you've made your choice on who it's going to be. You want to balance things out with this person. This is somebody who you have a high level, super high level attraction to. And being that the Temperance came out, which is all about getting on the same page again, getting back realigned with each other, being on the same level, eye level with each other, reconnecting, pouring into each other equally, right? Giving to this. I feel like you and this person might not be talking right now. That's what I'm getting. Or if you're talking, it's hit and miss. The relationship is not on solid ground right now, but you both want that. This is the mutual energy. So not only you could have a few different people in your energy, but believe it or not, your person could also have, and they need to make a choice as well. So this just gave me the energy of maybe that this person is someone who you don't, it's not like a girlfriend, boyfriend, you guys have solidified anything and it's a concrete relationship. No, that's not what I'm getting. I'm getting that this is something pretty casual, but the attraction is there. The passion is there. And it looks like you guys have already had sex, or if you haven't, then that's something that you do think about, both of you. You wonder how it would be, but you do have those sexual feelings and urges for this person. And you want to be happy. Both of you want to be happy with each other, and you might argue with this person or have some type of conflicts between you two. Show me, Spirit, what this relationship looks like. What does the relationship between Sag and their person, what does it look like? What does it even look like? Because I need to see that. Look, 2 of Swords. This person could be an air sign. They could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but somebody in this connection is at a stalemate, meaning, and I feel like it's both of you, because the 2 of Wands for me is just like the 2 of Swords, only with the 2 of Swords, it's more mental, because swords represent the mind. So in your mind, both of your minds, you guys have not made a choice. You haven't made a solid decision. Okay, I'm going to roll with Sag. Sag is my person. And Sag, you haven't said, okay, this person is mine. No, neither one of you have done that. And maybe at this time you could be not talking to each other. It's possible that the communication is blocked, or you guys, maybe somebody has blocked someone. Maybe that person blocked you or you blocked them. Because if you see on this card, she's like blocked. She's in a blocking stance. She has the swords like this, covering the heart space. So you could be just not letting this person in. You're not letting this relationship get but so far, because you have your reasons, but you're blocking it from going any further. You're like putting a limit on it, how far this is going to go for right now. But you do have emotions for this person, because on this card, there's all this water in the background, but the waves are crashing. So I feel like there's emotions, but there's also a lot of conflict that you guys might get into. And it's the occasional argument that kind of throws things off. You could be dealing with somebody too that, because this character on this card has a blindfold on. And so that just lets me know somebody chooses to turn a blind eye when it comes to the things that they do. Could be you, Sag, and it could be that person you're dealing with. But somebody here doesn't take accountability. Somebody's very much, you know, throwing rocks and hiding their hand kind of thing, where, you know, they'll maybe start an argument or, you know, create some type of drama and then turn around once it's created. Now they turn around and say, oh no, I didn't do that. That was on you. You did that. You know, no accountability. No, this could be someone who can't apologize. It could be your energy. Take it if it resonates. It could be your person. Okay. But tell me more about the Two of Swords. The Lover's reverse. This could be a long distance connection. The person could also be a Gemini or a Libra. Again, this is Gemini, Libra energy on this Lovers. So I clearly see that you and this person feel disconnected from each other at this time. You could feel emotionally distant from them. You could live in the same city. It looks like a city because there's a city landscape. I see skyscrapers. It could be that both of you are from the city. You could be from New York. It looks like New York with the skyscrapers. It looks like the Empire State Building over there. Both of you could be from New York, okay? Or in the tri-state area. And anyway, you feel a disconnect with this person where once you felt so connected to them. I mean, on a spiritual level, it was something that you never experienced before. The Lovers is not just about a sexual connection, surface level. It's deeper. It's deeper. It's like a soul connection. Like you really felt this person's heart and they felt your heart. And maybe nobody has ever touched you in the same way that this person has. You were vulnerable and they were too, because both of these characters on this card are naked. And at one point, you spent a lot of time together. You know, you were like connected at the hip, and there were, I see a lot of flames here on the, there's a tree. There's two trees. One has flames. So I just feel like there was a lot of sex. A lot of sex. A lot of it. Not just a little. A lot of sex. And the sex was amazing. And it's like, wow. Something about this connection with this person could have felt like taboo, like dangerous, or I can't even think of the word that I'm trying to use here, but there's a serpent on the other tree. So one tree on this card is in flames. The other tree has a serpent going up the tree. And it reminds me of Adam and Eve on this card. You could have felt that this person tempted you in some way. They felt like something that you shouldn't be doing, or you shouldn't be involved with. You could have felt like, oh, I shouldn't be dealing with this type of person, but it tempted you, and it was exciting, and it felt kind of dangerous, and like something you shouldn't be doing, and it made you want this person even more. So you could have been, I'm just getting that you and this person could have been very different from each other. But yet, when you had this connection and it was on the up and up, I mean, you got really close. But it came in reverse, guys. So the Lovers reversed. And so it just lets me know that you guys could either be long distance or just be emotionally distant. You're not talking. You're not, you're both quiet. You're both quiet. You both have nothing to say at this time. How does this person feel about Sag? How do they feel about Sag? The Hermit reversed. They want to talk to you. They would love to communicate with you. They would love to be back in communication, talking all the time. They would love that. They would. It shows here, because it came reversed, the Hermit, that they took a break from you, a long break from talking to you, from even acknowledging your presence and not acknowledging that you are alive. Like, they took a break. They really just took time to focus on themselves. They were in the Hermit. This person you was dealing with, Sag, was in the Hermit energy. So meaning they took time to work on themselves, work on their spirituality, to connect with God, to get the answers that they needed, to be better, to grow in life. They and they had to do that alone. They had to take this journey by themselves. And so they did. But they are not in the Hermit energy anymore. They, you know, they have come out of that, and I feel like they would love to be more, you know, connected to you. Tell me more about the Hermit, on how they feel about Saggy. Yeah, Six of Swords. They wanted, the Six of Swords, they could be, again, an air sign, because swords are all about Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. That's what the swords represent, air energy. So again, this person on this card here, they're in a boat, and they're moving out of like these rocky waters into a calm water. And so it just shows that this person was in their head for a long time about how they would handle this connection if it was to, you know, resurface. They thought about how things ended. They thought about why you guys met. They also thought about the part that they played in the connection, and, you know, how you showed up. They thought about a lot with this Six of Swords. But this connection for them, and I'm giving you their perspective from what I see, they felt like you guys clashed too much. There was too much of a difference in, it could have been in the way that you both think. It could have been in the way that, you know, your morals are set up, in the way that you want to live life. It was just too much of a difference. And so they had to turn their back, and they had to get away from this connection, because they felt like moving away from you would be more calming for them, more peaceful. They didn't feel at peace at some point in this connection. It was more so a lot of arguing and drama. It was too much drama for them, too much clashing, and too much headaches and mental. It was mostly mental anguish that they had. A lot of being up in their head, and a lot of misunderstandings. And this is what they were dealing with you. You could have been with this person for years. Swords do represent, you know, a long-term connection. So you could, I mean, this wasn't somebody that you dealt with for a week or a month, no. But this is somebody who clearly, you know, you've been dealing with them for a long time. However, I feel like it was casual, and you kept it that way because you didn't want them to get but so close. And maybe that's another reason why they left, because what did this person want from Sag? What did they want? They wanted you to stop being toxic. They looked at you as somebody who had toxic attachments. You could have been very lustful. You could have had multiple lovers on the side of them, and they knew about it, or they found out about it. You could be someone who has a drinking issue or a smoking issue. You could be someone that gambles. Habits, bad habits, I could go on and on, right? We all know there's a lot of bad habits out there. And toxic ones. And these habits that you had, in their opinion, Sag, these habits that you had created drama and created toxicity in the relationship to the point where they couldn't stay. They had to get out of it. They want you to drop that. Now, are you willing to drop it is the question. Are you willing to let these things go to the wayside? Can you stop running women or men? Can you stop having third parties? Can you just focus on one person at a time? Can you stop smoking so much? Can you stop drinking so much? That's what they want you to do. They want you to be more, working on yourself and getting better and fixing yourself up, focusing on your spirituality and your health and things like that. And stop being so reckless. They look at you as very reckless. Tell me more. And they want long-term with you, the Hierophant. They want something committed. And so you would have to drop these other people. And maybe you're one of these people, Sag, that has a problem with that. What does Sag want? What does Sag want to do, Spirit? What does Sag want out of this connection? What does Sag want? The High Priestess. Wow. Huh. I feel like that's your person coming out as the High Priestess. Tell me more. Hold on. Tell me more. Yeah, no, wait. Hold on. 7 of Cups. Well, I will tell you this. That High Priestess is the person you were dealing with. This person is highly intuitive. They are connected in the spirit world, very balanced. There's somebody who literally in every aspect of their life, they could be very connected to the divine and to their ancestors. They could have an altar. They could pray to their ancestors. They could do some type of magic. Every piece of magic is not dark, guys. So they could do, they could be a witch, but they could be a light witch, like a white witch, someone who only deals in the light, not somebody who's evil and, does bad to harm people and things like that. No, but this could be someone who's very much, spiritual. I see that they have gifts. They can see, they're a seer, whoever this person is. So this person knew. You couldn't hide nothing from this person. You see how the moon is sitting at her feet. You couldn't hide from this person because this person, they feel too much. They know too much. And it's not that they go digging for it. It's because they're gifted. So they get the messages. They actually get downloads. I can attest to that because a lot of times people will think, if I'm in a relationship or I'm dealing with somebody, even if I'm just talking to them, they'll say, oh no, you're reading too much into it. Oh no, I'm not reading anything. All I'm doing is just, I'm being. That's it. It's not my fault that I see you. I see who you are. I see what you're doing. I understand it. I heard who you are. I can clearly see it. Like, I get messages in my head. I also get messages just randomly. I get angel numbers thrown at me. When you're spiritual, you can't help that you see people for what they are. And then people have the audacity to get mad at that. It's like, what? What are you talking about? What are we really talking about? I'm gifted. Don't blame me. Don't blame me because I'm gifted. But this person was definitely gifted. I feel like what you would want is you would want this person to be one of your options. You do want to keep them as an option. You do see them as probably one of your best options when it comes to love. Like, they have the most to offer, because if you see on this card, well, you can't see, there's 7 cups here. There's a person down there looking at the 7 cups. All the cups have something different in there. And there's 1 cup that has a heart in it with wings. So I feel like, Sag, you have this person, the High Priestess, who, out of all your options, this person really loves you. They have an angelic energy. They come off very goddess-like, because they are. They're literally a goddess in human form, and they have a very innocent, I'm getting an innocent energy off of them. They don't They only want the best for you, and you know that. And so they're like your best option, but yet you want to keep those options, that the other ones that you have. So yeah, what's the advice for Sag when it comes to this person? Queen of Cups. Tell me more about the Queen of Cups. The Death reversed. So we have the Queen of Cups, the Death reversed. You know, just give me 1 second because I need to look at this. Give me one more, Spirit. Yeah, okay. I got it. We got the Queen of Cups, the Death reversed, and the Magician. So it's just, they want you to know that you were dealing with somebody that, there's somebody that you were in connection with that was this high priestess, highly spiritual. You would know who this person is. They're not like anybody you ever dealt with. They're totally unique, and how they show up in life and how they showed up for you. And you experienced something with them that you never experienced before on a soul level. This person, you're not going to be able, they want you to know that the advice is to really not to try to rekindle anything with this person, with this Magician being reversed. Don't try to rekindle. Don't try to cultivate anything new with them. Do not do that, because it wouldn't be fair to them, because the Death reverse shows that you, Sag, you're still in the process, or you need to, if you haven't already started. The advice is for you to come out of that stuck energy that you're in, because I can see you're in a stuck, this the Death card is about transformation. All right. And it can also mean a literal death. So if you had death in your family recently, it's showing up, and my condolences. But it can also be, because we asked about the advice for you, transformation, right? Change, right? Making changes, necessary changes, so that you can elevate. This came reversed. You're not in that space. You're still in the devil energy. You're still with the toxic habits, with the third parties, with being reckless, with changing your way of thinking. So because you haven't made the changes, you haven't transformed, for you to try to, with this Magician card, try to manifest something new with this Queen of Cups, who's also the High Priestess. This person is coming out as the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess. Someone who, first of all, this person is very mature, very in tune with their emotions. They let you know how they felt. They did. That you didn't have to guess how they felt, because they always told you, whether you wanted to hear it or not. Very grounded, intellectual, but again, also very much in tune with their emotions and their feelings. And this is someone, again, who's highly intuitive. The Queen of Cups is, they can feel things on a whole nother level. This person probably didn't even have proof, like physical proof, that you were doing dirt to them, but they still knew. Why? Because they're intuitive, and they have gifts. They have gifts. You can't hide from somebody that has gifts. They know, they already know what's up. They already know. So it's like, you haven't changed. You haven't transformed since you were with this person. Time has already went by, but you haven't made any changes. This person has made changes, but you haven't. And so it wouldn't be fair. All right. Let's close out. And I just want to say something to you guys. I thank you for coming. I always do. You guys make my day, make my night. I always appreciate the time that you guys spend with me, and I can't wait to see you again. All right. Cannot wait. And I'll be seeing you soon. Tomorrow for part 2. Meet me here. All right. I'll be here sitting at the desk, full body, as per request, okay? She'll be here. Later.